The Wally Show podcast is our daily radio show heard live through the WayFM app each morning and hosted by Wally, Gavin, and me, Betty Rock. For more fun, be sure to connect with us at wayfm.com/Wally.
The Wally Show podcast is brought to you by Colorado Christian University Online, where you can earn a degree online just like Betty Rock. You can learn more at ccu.edu/Wally. Some shows have fancy newsrooms and a staff of writers. Not us.
So, this is where you do your thing.
It's news-ish on The Wally Show.
For more than a year, one woman in San Jose, California, has been dealing with being the victim of a unique scam. So she would come home and find all of these packages on her front door, at her front door, and she didn't know why. Amazon kept delivering these packages, and she's like, "I'm not making any orders, so why are you delivering them?" She looks into it, and she finds out that they're all returns from all over the country, but they're all the same thing. They're faux leather car seat covers. And people have ordered these off Amazon, didn't like them, so then they returned them to the company. But the thing is that return label that they printed off, that address was this woman's address.
Oh, okay. So then all the returns went to her, not back to the manufacturer.
Right. And this was an overseas company. And it turns out they were trying to do the scam.
I bet.
Because the thing is if they don't get their... if they don't get the return, then the person that's doing the return won't get their refund.
Yeah, and so they don't lose money.
Right, so they're not losing anything.
That is so devious.
Right, so this woman who is getting all of these packages, she's frustrated because she's got an elderly mom who's 88 and has a hard time getting through the front door. So she would have to move all these packages for her mom to get in. And she made 6 different complaint tickets with Amazon. Amazon said, "Listen, we've got it figured out, but just take the packages that you do have, give them away, or take them back to UPS or FedEx." Well, she doesn't have the time to do that.
Right? Yeah, I give them away.
Right, exactly. So anyways, I guess she went to her local news and got their attention. And so now Amazon is saying, "You know what? We're sorry. You shouldn't have to do that. It's not your problem. It's ours." And so they are fixing it. They did send a truck over, and they're picking up like hundreds of packages.
Oh, it's that many.
It's so many.
Those must be some really bad car seats if everyone's buying them and returning them.
I know, but this is a precaution. It is a lesson for all of us that if you are ordering something off Amazon, they do have international sellers.
Right.
But these international sellers have to either provide a U.S. address to send returns to. So check it. When you're doing a return, make sure it's a U.S. address that you're sending it to. Also, they have to provide a returnless refund.
Yeah.
Or a prepaid international shipping label.
Because a lot of times, too, like, you don't really check your accounts. You're like, "Oh, I returned it." And so you just return it. And you assume the money's going to go back into your account. But so I could see how that happens. I'm wondering how these people picked this lady's address. Out of all the addresses in the world they could have picked, how they picked her.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
And it seems like, too, now I'm not saying this is what they should have done, but they could have put a random address that was like to a business or something where it didn't get much attention.
Right.
And then they could have still been getting away with it. But anyways, Amazon needs to button up and make sure that their international sellers are doing the right thing.
They picked up all of the seat covers, and they're like, "You know what? For your trouble, why don't you just keep one of these?" You know?
No.
Thank you. Uplifting WayFM. This is The Wally Show. And every job has its secrets that you may not be aware of unless you are in that career. Like, one thing I figured out, like, when you're online shopping, if you leave something in your cart and you exit out, like, just leave it there for a day, like, I'm not going to do this. A lot of times online retailers will come back and give you a discount. Go, "Hey, we noticed this was in your cart. We'd love to sell it to you. You know, how about another 10% off?" Well, don't mind if I do, sir or ma'am.
And I have found that you are correct in this. There are a lot of people that are claiming this is true. So, I mean, that's nice to know.
Yeah, and then there's other ones here that we found too that are like, larger than normal call volume. Like when you call like a helpline, they're like, we're experiencing larger than normal call volume.
Lies.
They say that normally it's we don't have enough staff. that really, it's not more people are calling. We've just understaffed ourselves for the day.
Lies.
I know. And so I am curious from you, 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. What are those secrets about your job? You don't have to tell us your name, but maybe it's a way that if people do this, they'll get better service. Or maybe it's a hack that if you do this, then this happens kind of thing with your chosen career. So that's kind of what I want to focus on right now. The secrets that the world may not know about your job. Your job doesn't even have to be like some earth-shattering thing, but it's like, oh, hey, if you knew this,
right,
you could better interact with it.
There's a lot of us that aren't in your industry that you're in. And you can help others by telling us what is the secret so we can all benefit together.
Secret to getting on the air at a radio show is have your story together, have energy. And like when Gavin picks up the phone, hey, what are you calling for? Hey, I really want to talk to you about this, and then tell your story succinctly to him. That's going to increase your odds at getting through on a radio show. So there you go. That's our secret. What's yours? 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. What is the secret about your job?
Okay, so when you go into a doctor's office, don't make jokes about your weight. Nurses, we don't care, and it makes everybody awkward. So just step on the scale, walk off, and everybody's happy.
Yeah, because the first thing they always do is weigh you. And there is this idea of like commenting. And my wife and I will go to the doctor appointment, like each other's appointments a lot of times. And like I probably go one step further and I'll comment on her on the scale.
Oh, that's not good. Have you noticed if anybody laughs at that joke or is it just you?
It's just me usually. Yeah.
It's just him.
Yeah. What's the craziest thing you've heard someone comment on when they're getting weighed?
Oh, they've refused. They don't want to do it at all, or they'll ask you to not look.
Oh, that's funny.
The funniest one.
I hate the scale thing because it's always about 6 pounds heavier than you actually are. I've literally figured it out. For me, stepping on the scale is usually about 6 pounds heavier because of all my clothes, wallet, keys, everything like that. Yeah. So I will usually comment, I'm lighter than this, right? Because at home, I weighed myself this morning and I'm about 6 pounds lighter. And so what you're saying is you don't want to hear any of that. Just step on the scale and move on.
That's it. And any joke you think you're original, we've heard it.
Well, girl, I appreciate you being on the show with us today. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Don is a mechanic, and he's had some people come in telling him about, of cloudy headlights.
Yeah.
And he did say that on any typical car, you can take that off yourself with off bug spray.
No.
That's what they use to
No,
clean
it is not.
Yeah.
That is so great because my headlights are cloudy.
And you get yourself some off bug spray and it'll take care of it. Except he said if you have a Mercedes-Benz, those headlights require baking soda and toothpaste.
Oh, yeah. Well, the odds of me having a Mercedes is pretty low.
But what's crazy is that's what a mechanic is doing.
Yeah.
You could take care of that yourself.
That is so great. I'm literally going to try that tonight.
Yeah. And then finally, Corrine, she works at Amazon Returns.
Ooh.
And she said all the time she'll get returns back and they'll have received remotes, keys, IDs, like all of these personal items that weren't meant to be inside of the return.
Like they dropped them in the box?
Yeah, and they didn't realize it, then took it to UPS, shipped it off, and they're like, wait, where are my keys?
I would hope that Amazon would resend those back to you.
Well, that's what she said. She said if you accidentally do this, that Amazon will return it, and they will even pay for the shipping to send it back.
Well, that's nice.
So isn't that nice?
Well, there you go. That's a wonderful. Those are two really good secrets that none of us probably knew today.
Hey, Wally, do you have a minute?
Sorry, busy.
I have cake.
Oh, what do you need?
Yeah, see, that's a perfect example of even though we are busy, we make time for what's important.
Yeah, because going back to school as an adult, you're busy with work, you've got family, but if you want to make your education a priority, trust me, you can do it. Betty did.
Like when I first started, I was super intimidated because it had been a while since I've been in school. But I mean, from the very first conversation, I felt like they were setting me up for success.
Yeah, and going back to school with CCU's flexible online courses makes it so convenient.
Yeah, and what's so cool is every class has a biblical worldview perspective. And so you think, well, how can they turn math into a biblical worldview? They find a way.
Yeah, and that was one of my jobs when I was teaching at CCU, was integrating not just the facts and figures of things, but how your faith plays into what you're going to do.
CCU offers Christ-centered higher education, transforming students to impact the world with grace and truth.
Cultivate your mind without compromising your heart. Get started today at online.ccu.edu. Colorado Christian University is a nonprofit impact partner.
I've always loved taking something pretty ordinary and elevating it.
Well, good luck with that. It's News-ish with Wally.
It's a game we all play, pretending that fast food is healthy for us or good for us in some way, shape, or form. But I came across this one that seemed a little one-sided, okay? It says, Chick-fil-A masks calorie-dense fried chicken behind a wholesome image. Like, they make it sound so nefarious. The original chicken sandwich, a medium waffle fries, delivers 750 milligrams of sodium, about 1/3 of the day's limit, and 800 calories. Let me just point this out. I'm not good at math, so Gavin, help me with a little math here. 1/3. We eat 3 meals a day. That's 1/3. That would be one of your meals.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why is the problem with
I
that?
think it's like they assume that that's an extra meal we're eating in the day. Like it doesn't. Yeah,
No.
that math makes. There's no argument there.
Because if you don't have, that's what I'm getting to that. Okay, so if you don't have like a big breakfast per se, then you actually have extra for your dinner. So you haven't gone crazy. So here's the thing. They have their market salad is 550 calories. Their spicy Southwest salad, 680 calories. Cobb salad, 830 calories.
Oh my God.
It's the dressing too. Like if you're gonna get the salad and all the stuff in there, inherently totally great, totally healthy. But you take a sauce packet, that's like 400 calories.
Yeah, see, that's too many calories for leaves and grass. You know, like get the chicken at that point. But remember, this article started off claiming that they were hiding behind a wall of wholesome. What problem could you possibly have with clean-cut employees that are polite and punctual?
Yeah.
You know, but this is what happens. I'm doing a little mini rant here, just so you know. It's what some people do in our society where they vilify values any way they can. And Chick-fil-A is associated with faith, so I think that colors that perspective. When you're writing about food calories, you still are taking a shot at the values of this place. They're not hiding behind anything. It's all right up there on the screen.
So in essence, you're quoting Taylor Swift. Haters gonna hate.
Yes, in essence, I guess I am, sadly. But I buried at the end of this article was the list of the 10 unhealthiest fast food restaurants.
Yeah.
You know where Chick-fil-A came in? Number 10.
Oh,
like, so it's
yeah.
it's all the way at the bottom, but they start the article with like, this is something going on. They're hiding things from you.
Yeah, you worried that it's just somebody who has an agenda and is hurt by the church, hurt by faith.
I'm
Or
telling you.
they need clickbait.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah.
They baited me and I took it. But
You
like
did.
number 7 was McDonald's,
Yeah.
Taco Bell 3, Sonic 2, and of course Wendy's number 1. But they're not out there bad-mouthing Wendy's, you know, because they're taking their shot at something that has wholesome values. I do believe this. I think it's a good reminder that there is a bent against values in our world. Agenda gets cloaked and passed off as simple, harmless information, but there's nothing harmless about bias. And there you go. That's going to do it for your conspiracy news today.
The Bible say in 2nd Deuteronomy of the book of Jericho that the eye for the tooth and the tooth for the people, and everybody who got the eye, you punch them in it. What? I can tell you don't read the Bible.
Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. And yeah, we definitely don't spend as much time, most of us, in the Bible as we should, because there are so many great and powerful stories that are in there. And some of them are real stories based on real people and real lives lived, and then others are parables. But Jesus knew that we connect, and God knew that we connect in story, you know? And so there are a lot of these stories that are still so poignant in our lives today. Like when you look at the flooding that's going on in Texas and 150 people missing, 120 dead, and it just keeps kind of getting a little worse every day. You know, you're like, okay, well, what are the stories in the Bible that, you know, would speak to this kind of thing? And for me, I thought of the story of Lazarus, and here's why. Like when all is lost, because Martha had sent word, Mary and Martha, like, Jesus, our brother Lazarus is sick. Come, please heal him. We know you can. We know you're God. And Jesus is like, cool. BRB, and he waits like 4 days, and then he shows up and Lazarus is dead, and they run out to him, and like Martha's giving him what for? She's like, Lord, if you had been here, if you had just been here, I know you would have saved him. So she had faith in who God was, but she was angry in his timing, And so Jesus was not unmoved by that sorrow. This is what I love this story, okay? So when he saw Mary and others weeping, shortest verse in the Bible, John 11:35, just says Jesus wept, because it shows his humanity and the depth of his empathy, because he knew the plan. He knew there was something great on the other side of this that we were going to be talking about centuries later, but he knew that there was pain that had to happen first before that, and that he was going to redeem that. But he watched people that he loved and cared for hurting, and he hurt with them. And so I think the story in this, as you look at all of the sadness of people that have lost their lives, I have no idea how God's going to use that. And it's really hard to say, oh, well, good things happen for a reason, and it's really hard to tell somebody that in the moment of their grief. And so I'm not going to pretend to do that. Like, I don't know what God's doing in this. I do know that God redeems the bad things that happen in this world, but like, it does go to show you that he's not distant from suffering, and that he draws near to us and he hurts with us. And so while we don't always get the save, so to speak, or the walk around from the situation of the problem, he does promise to walk through it with us, and he does promise to give us comfort in it. He does promise to give us peace in all of the things that we look at and we do not understand. I love this story because it's applicable to so many things in our lives.
So would you say that's like your second favorite Bible story, or
what will be my first?
Well, I don't know. You're so passionate about that.
No, this is my first. This is my first one. This is my favorite story in the Bible. And so that's what we want to talk about with you. Like, this is why, like, to me, it's applicable to what's going on now. It's applicable to what's going to happen 3 weeks from now, because the pain is just, it's an inevitability in our lives.
Part of life.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is a really good story to harken back to. So what we want to talk about with you right now, 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. What is your favorite story from the Bible, and why? Like, why does it connect with you? And it could be maybe an obscure story that people don't think too much about, or, something else like that's a main one, but you have a take on it, how it connects with you. Love to get that from you right now. 855-33-WAY-FM is the number. That's 855-33-WAY-FM, and we love having you on the show with us. What's yours?
My favorite is the story of Josiah, King Josiah, because he was a righteous king even when everyone around him was wicked. And I wanted to name a son after that, Josiah, just because it's one thing to be faithful when everyone else around you is faithful, but to be righteous and noted for his righteousness when the rest of the world is wicked is telling about like who we should be, even when everyone around us may not be following after God.
I love that. So did you actually name your son Josiah, or did you name him like Ben?
I don't have a son yet. I had 7 daughters. But
oh, that would be such a great name for a son, and explaining to them why you named them this, because you want them to be set apart. Because there are days like I feel like I'm completely surrounded by evil and wicked, and I have to rise above that.
Don't say that about your wife.
No. I was talking about you and Gavin. Gavin was talking about how he loves the story of Bathsheba. And I don't even know if he got to the redemption part of it. I don't know. So, Mark, we appreciate you being on the show with us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Cora, what's your favorite story in the Bible?
My favorite story has always been with Mary and Martha, where Jesus is telling her, you're focusing on cleaning and hosting and doing all these things, but you need to actually be present.
Yeah, and that's a weird one, too, because, like, Mary was at the feet of Jesus, and Martha was kind of playing the martyr, like, doing everything and being like, Mary's lazy. Look at me, Lord. I'm doing all this stuff. And he actually kind of chastises Martha and not Mary, which I did not see coming. But it's a great perspective on Jesus wants us with him in the moments.
But really, what you guys spoke about earlier kind of hit me hard. I'm going through a hard time myself right now. And, what you were saying about how Jesus is walking with us through our grief, but sometimes we have to actually feel it. I mean, really, that touched my soul today. The real reason I was calling was to let you guys know that.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, I do believe this, man. Like, I've said this about this show for years. I've said the show isn't for everybody, but it is for somebody every day. And, like, I think that God uses the things that we're just talking about, having conversations, build a show, whatever, but he uses it specifically to land with somebody. And today, that sounds like it was you, and I love that because that story of Lazarus is so powerful. And it just shows Jesus' empathy. When you think he's gone, when you think he's distant, when you think you're alone.
He's right there.
You're right. It's a great reminder that he's right there with you in the thick of it.
If you love the music on Way FM,
this is probably like my favorite.
but have heard a new song and want to know more, here's what's new on Way with Betty Rock.
It's fair to say that one of our favorite Christian artists is Tasha Layton. You know her by this hit.
I love her musically and personally. Like, she's even doing like this side ministry that has nothing to do with the music, but helping people and stuff too. Like, she's pretty awesome.
Yeah, she is. And what I like about her too is she's given me some makeup advice.
Really?
So like I've gone to her because her her makeup is
on point.
Her makeup is flawless.
Yeah.
And so I was like, girl, give me some tips. And she has, and she's fantastic. Anyways, she's come out with a new bop, and I love it just as much.
Thank you for the air that I'm breathing. Thank you for a life full of meaning. Thank you for a brand new start. A broken heart that's finally beating.
So good.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
And while it's lighthearted and boppy, she's got a serious reason behind why she wrote this song. Here's Tasha Layton to explain.
In 1 John 3, we read, "See what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God." And that is who we are. I don't know about you, but I am not who I used to be. And that is thanks to the grace of God. He has lavished his love on me. And I feel freer than I ever thought I could feel. I want to write songs that capture the joy I have in my life now that I didn't have before. And I believe with all of my heart that if God can do such a crazy, powerful work in my life, that he can do it for you too.
I love when you take something that's deep, but you put it in kind of a fun exterior, and that's what makes her music so great as well. And if you ever get a chance to see her speak, I think Betty Rock would highly recommend that because she did a women's event with you guys.
Yes, and it was fantastic. I mean, I felt like she was like a counselor, and we needed to pay her for what she had said. It was just so good. So we're big fans of her. She's fantastic.
All right, here you go. This is new music, and this is What's on Way with Tasha Layton. Thank you isn't enough.
I got a resurrection story, one I gotta tell. How Jesus changed my life and I'm still overwhelmed. Yeah, some days aren't so pretty, but I know where I came from. I stand amazed at everything my God has done.
Here's our little ginger snap.
I'm that gingerbread bad boy, that little oven-baked treat.
It's the Lucky Charm himself, Gavin, with News-ish on The Wally Show.
In a few minutes, I'm going to go make breakfast. It's going to consist of Greek yogurt and protein powder. It's for the sake of getting in shape. It's healthy for you. But what I really, truly want is cereal.
Absolutely.
Every single day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh,
and
I could eat cereal
well.
for dinner easy. Like
Easy.
Captain Crunch, peanut butter or Crunch Berries, don't care.
Absolutely. But I will say, you're pointing a good thing out here is that I think when it comes to cereal, everybody has their loyalty to one specific cereal. And I'm going to go through the consensus world ranking of the best cereals.
Okay.
And we're going to see where maybe all of ours land on this.
Okay, go for it.
So I'm going to start with my personal favorite. This is just for me.
Where'd it come in?
This is reflective of the ginger leprechaun in me. Lucky Charms. Number 8 on the list.
Whoa, that's way too low.
It's low in my opinion.
Yeah, I love me some Lucky Charms.
I don't. I love me Lucky Charms marshmallows. The rest of Lucky Charms is cardboard. Like, you might as well eat the box. And so just give me the marshmallows.
You got a bag of
I
the
bought
Charms.
Her.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it was great.
I bought her
That is
just the
good.
Charms. That's the best part of it. Everything else is just not even
I
worth
like
talking
the
about.
cardboard for whatever reason. The only quote-unquote healthy cereal that I found was Wheaties at 7. I've still never had
No.
That's not
Wheaties.
sugary.
Yeah.
No, it's super confusing. Now, top 3. Number 3, Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, I like Fruity Pebbles, but you gotta inhale them
quick.
Like, you do not have much time. The minute the milk hits that Fruity Pebble, it hits that first Fruity Pebble, you are on the clock. And like, you got to keep just shoveling them.
The same for number 2, which was Cocoa Krispies, which is basically just the chocolate version of this. I do not care for those.
No.
Rice Krispies. Okay, when I was a kid, my mom would get Rice Krispies because she thought she was doing us a favor, like trying to have us eat somewhat healthy. But my workaround was like a gallon of sugar on them to sweeten the milk and the crispy because they're just not
delicious.
Sweet. Yeah, that's how you eat those.
Okay, and then the number 1 cereal,
bring it,
that everyone apparently loves the most, and I love this one, is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Boo.
Really?
I'm not a giant
It's
fan.
okay, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite.
What are do you guys...
Sugar Bear.
Sugar Bear.
Yeah,
no.
Sugar Bear. Not Sugar Smacks with the frog. That's Betty Rocks. It's the one with the bear.
Sugar Smacks
Yeah.
with the frog. The frog ones are the best, but they changed. Here's the thing. They changed the recipe. It's not the same as it was back in the 90s when I was a kid, because you could have the Sugar Smacks, and I mean so much sugar, and it tasted fantastic.
Yeah.
I got them maybe like a year or so ago with my adult money, and I was like, oh, it's going to be fantastic. It is nothing like it used to be.
Yeah, but see, Sugar Crisp with the bear has stayed true to what they were, and it's just as good.
No, it's not.
Like, the milk at the end of that tastes so good as well. And so, boy, this made me hungry.
Yeah.
Enjoy your Greek yogurt there, Gavin. That ought to be fun after this conversation. If gifts are your love language, you will probably love this story. Hey, it's the Wally Show on Uplifting Way FM. It doesn't take a lot sometimes to do something nice for somebody that really lands with them. And sometimes it's kind of like the absurd little things that just show that you know them or that you care about them.
Well, not you were thinking of them.
Exactly. So like recently, this one lady, Kenny, turned 30, and she got an open bag of chips. And like, to everyone else, you'd be like, well, that's a weird gift, and B, would you eat half the chips and then give them to her? But what her friend did was she opened the bag of chips, and she took out all the chips that weren't the folded ones, and she combined them with another bag to give her a bag of just folded chips. Because earlier, like a month earlier, they were at a Mexican restaurant, and she said, oh, I only like the folded chips for dipping. And so her friend knew that and gave her all the folded chips.
I think that's so unique, and that didn't cost her much of anything, but it's something that she'll remember for the rest of her life.
Like, I did this for my wife one time on her birthday. My wife loves the tip of the candy corn, the little white tip. So I went through.
It all tastes the same.
I know. Look, again, it's about what she likes, not what makes sense. And so I literally went through an entire bag of candy corn and broke off the little white tips, and I put them all in a bag, and she got a whole bag of just the little white tips of the candy corns.
Did she think that was a good idea?
She did, yeah. She thought it was really thoughtful. She's like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet of you.
It is thoughtful. It's just odd.
I got a stomachache because I ate the rest. Because at first I was biting them off. I'm like, oh, that's kind of gross. I'll break them off now. Yeah. So I did the right thing, ultimately. So this is what we want to talk about with you. 855-33-WAY-FM. What was that thoughtful gift that you got? It didn't have to cost a lot of money, but it was something that somebody knew you. Like they saw you. They knew what you liked, and they did something that was really small. This is what I love about Betty. Like, getting Betty Rock birthday gifts is actually kind of simple if you know her, because she likes the thoughtful small gifts. She doesn't need a big, elaborate, expensive thing.
Nope.
Like, she has the little, and she puts them around her office or around her home and stuff. And so she's super easy in that respect. A lot of other things make her difficult, but that is she's super easy in.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. What is that super thoughtful gift that you got? So have you ever gotten a gift like that?
Yeah, actually, my wife, many moons ago, which one of the reasons why she's now my wife, early when we were dating, I went out and bought a new golf bag, made a big deal about it. At the time, I was going to buy some golf club head covers, but it was too much money with the golf bag. I walked around the store for like an hour with these head covers in my cart and eventually put them back and just got the golf bag. So I get home later, I'm telling my new girlfriend that I got my golf bag. I'm so happy. And next thing I know, she shows up at my house with the head covers that I literally walked around with for an hour and didn't buy.
Oh, that's nice. See, she saw you and she knew you were laboring over the decision. and she made it for you. My wife did that for me with a couple things like that she knew I was not going to buy because I didn't want to spend the money. And so she did that for me and bought me a couple things that I was like super thankful that she did because I couldn't justify the expense.
Yep, those are the best. When you won't spend the money, but somebody who cares about you will.
Yeah, now we had a joint checking account, so I basically still spent the money. But
Absolutely. It's the thought that counts, Wally.
Genevieve, she said, every year my husband tries to write me a letter for Christmas. The first year he did it, we were struggling to make ends meet and only had money to get gifts for the children, but he wanted to get me something, so he wrote me a letter, and now he does it every Christmas.
Oh, that's nice.
I
Like
know.
when my wife and I do cards for like birthday or like anniversary, we don't do a lot of presents for anniversary anymore, but we always get a card and then we always write in it our thoughts and things like that. And then she keeps them all. She's had like 33 years of them.
Right. I've heard you complain about it too because
It's like homework.
Yeah.
No.
Well, something about her birthday lands on near Valentine's Day or your anniversary or something.
Right
and
after
you're
Christmas, and you're running the gauntlet.
Yeah, and you're like, I've said everything that I can say. Yeah.
Some days.
Yeah.
Challenging.
Well, also, Corrine on Facebook, she said she got a thoughtful gift from her kids. She said, on Mother's Day, I got home from work to see a Sephora bag on my bed. Now, if you're a dude, you may not know what Sephora is. It's very fancy, expensive makeup.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say nice, like I knew what I was talking about.
So she's thinking she's thinking she's got some nice makeup. Well, she opens up the bag. There's no makeup whatsoever. It was a used Sephora bag, and inside was a hair clasp that she had lost, the last pack of cherry Pop-Tarts, which are her favorite, some hotel shampoos and conditioners, and hand-drawn cards from all her kids. She said, not a penny spent, and I loved it.
That's awesome.
That's cute. And I wouldn't put it past her kids if they had taken her hair clip and hid it on purpose so that they could get the credit for, we found it, Mom, and here you go. Happy Mother's Day.
The last cherry Pop-Tart's a big deal, unless they dropped it, you know?
Ew.
Here, Mom, here's the last cherry Pop-Tart. It went under the bed, and that's how we found your hair clip, so don't mind the hair on it.
Gross.
Happy birthday! Uplifting FM, this is the Wally Show, and when you have a problem with something technically in your life, and you call like an engineer guy, like for our like studio equipment, the first question always is, did you reset it? Like, okay, turn it back off, turn it back on. And then usually it's like, ding, it's like, couldn't you just be a consultant then? Like, why do we need to hire you if all you're going to do is tell me, just reset it? But that is what life is like for all of us. We need those resets in our lives where it gets us back on track, maybe strips some of the clutter out and, kind of takes things out of the cache of your computer brain or whatever, but then resets you back on the path to where you need to be. And that's why we're doing our 7-day reset right now with you. It's part of our World's Biggest Small Group series, and it's a chance for you to have kind of your faith jump-started, if you would.
Yeah, we're in the middle of this year. It's hard to believe we're halfway through, and maybe you're seeing how your relationship with God hasn't panned out like you hoped it would, or maybe it's kind of going downhill a little bit. This is a perfect way to get it back in focus, get it back in gear, doing our 7-day reset. You listen to Way FM for 7 days straight. You listen to the songs that you hear here and see the change that it makes in your own life. Also, you be a part of the World's Biggest Small Group. It's just a simple little Bible study where we send you the link. It's all set out and laid for you, and all you have to do is read it. You text the word reset to 91979, and we will send you that link. That's reset to 91979.
Do you know one of the biggest problems in our faith, I think for most of us, isn't like sin, it's busyness. Sure, we all have little sin that we have, blah, 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 or whatever, but it's busyness is worse for our lives and our faith than anything, because we get so consumed by all the things we say we have to do that we don't spend the time that we should be spending in and on our faith. And if you can do that, if you can reset some of that in your life, it might have a huge payoff for you and how you interact with people, like your relationships at home, at work, and other places. So it might be worth checking out for you if you kind of feel stuck, or yeah, this is resonating with me. Check out our 7-day reset. Again, just text the word reset to 91979 and we will send you a link.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.
Attention, please. Uplifting Way FM. Celebrities are just like you and me, except for the mansions, tigers, and sequins. It's the Rock Report with Betty Rock.
Nepo or Nepo baby. You may not know what that term means. It means that you have been born into a family that is already high and mighty. They're big in Hollywood. They've already laid the ground for you to make a name for yourself without having to put down all the hard work. And I found a list of would you want to say Nepo or Nepo?
Let's go Nepo.
Nepo? Okay.
Let's go Nepo. That felt weird. Nepo's no, it's Nepo baby. It is Nepo baby.
I think it's Nepo. I've never heard Nepo.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm getting that confused with Nemo.
Finding Nepo?
Yeah.
Okay,
Nepo.
we're going Nepo. Okay, so I found a list of Nepo babies that have not really lived up to the standards that their parents might have laid ground for them. The first one I want to talk about is Jaden Smith. You know Jaden Smith. He is the son of Will Smith.
Yeah.
And he had a huge success at the very beginning when he was just a kid in Pursuit of Happiness back in 2006 to the point where Will Smith, his dad, even got an Oscar nomination for Best Actor.
Jaden Smith was great in Karate Kid too. Like that was like the fourth version of it or whatever, but he was really good in it. And now he comes across my TikTok feed and it's all just him wearing weird clothes and walking around places being famous for who you were born into.
Right. He did a movie called After Earth, also with his dad, Will, and back in 2013, and it flopped. He also tried to do some voice acting, and it came across as pretentious, is what most people said. He did some music projects, and a lot of people called it cringeworthy lyrics.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He could see a resurgence. We'll see. Another failed one is David Beckham and Spice Girls Posh Spice.
Oh, I didn't even know they had a kid.
Yeah. They've got multiple kids. Their oldest, Brooklyn Beckham. So he tried soccer like his dad. It didn't go over well. He tried entertainment like his mom. It didn't go over well. He actually had his own cooking show for a little while. It was called Cooking with Brooklyn. But it didn't catch any traction because the channel found out that it was going to take $100,000 an episode to hire a 62-man team to make it look like he actually knew what he was doing and how to cook.
And those cooking shows, they do them on a really tight budget.
Right. So that didn't go over well. And then finally, I didn't watch this show. Did you, Wally? The Claim to Fame reality show on Fox?
I kind of spot checked it. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. So what the premise is that these contestants come on and they are somehow related to a celebrity in some way. One of those contestants was Carly Reeves. That name probably doesn't mean anything to you. She was an aspiring reality star and content creator, but she's also the niece of Tom Hanks. Now, she was on that show, Claim to Fame, and what the contestants had to figure out who she was secretly related to. Well, she was the first one to lose, the first one to go out.
Oh, they got her.
And
Clocked her.
she had a fit, but she didn't know that she was still mic'd. And so her fit got public notice.
I don't deserve this. I should have more camera time. I should be here longer.
Oh,
that's real?
Yeah, that's real.
I should have more camera because she was probably banking on this as an influencer or whatever. As reality started to kind of make her career.
Right.
And then when that's devastating
and
for her.
while this might sound like we're hard on these kids, I think in a way I feel sympathy or empathy for them because that's got to be hard to live under someone who they were just following their own path, but sometimes the world puts it on you that you need to be just as big, if not bigger.
Yeah, and if you weren't granted or gifted the same talents that your parents had, like what are you going to do? I think it would be really hard to be like a celebrity kid where you've had everything handed to you and you literally don't have to work another day in your life. Mm-hmm. And so if you're like meh at something, then all right, I'll just be meh at it and I'm going to be taken care of. That's where the celebrities that do a really good job with making their kids earn their way, even from their youngest days, those kids have a better chance at coming out a little less unscathed, you know? Like I watched like Eddie Van Halen sung Wolfgang Van Halen. Like Eddie was the quintessential guitar player. Wolfgang is as good as his dad, if not better at writing certain songs. Like his songs, like he's great, but he worked at it, you know, and he didn't just ride on his dad's coattails. He became something on his own, which I absolutely respect.
Van Halen.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
R.I.P. Eddie.
Why are we wasting our time with these old people anyway?
Did you just call me old?
Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. Going to do a little famous ages. This is where we try to stump each other with the ages of different celebrities and well-known personalities and weird random people that Betty picks. So
That's true.
Hopefully this won't go like
not.
last time. It was really bad. And so you then need to listen to their actual age when it is revealed. If you can add them all together, you will win a prize. I'm going to go first and show you how this works. I have selected Prince Louis. How old is Prince Louis? Gavin, I'm going to start with you first because Betty follows royals a little bit. So
wait a minute. Can we get first? Like, you're moving so fast.
I know.
Can we talk about...
No.
Is he a kid
Which one
of
is
Prince
that one?
William?
I don't know.
No, yeah. Don't give anything away. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Well played, sir.
Okay.
I think it's a young one.
Okay.
I think it's a kid.
Okay.
I'm going to go with 8.
Okay.
I know I'm wrong.
Okay.
Come on,
Betty
Betty.
Lou?
Come on.
Unless Gavin is completely wrong about who Prince Louis
Exactly.
is.
Louis could be ancient.
I'm going to say 5.
5? Okay.
I think he's Harry and Meghan's kid.
Maybe.
No,
well, no,
he is
he's
not Harry and Meghan's
I
kid.
don't. Yeah, no, I don't recognize that name. This is going to be just genius.
He
if this is old.
The Prince of Canterbury, and he is 76 years old.
All right, well.
Yeah, sorry about
There's
that.
not even a point to play.
Yeah.
You're the worst.
There's no point in playing this game.
Yeah.
You're the absolute worst. Wait a minute. You say that I pick crazy people that aren't famous.
Yeah.
That guy, we don't even know who he is.
Well, that's because I made him up. It's actually Prince Louis. It's Princess Kate's and what's his name's kid, and he is 6 years old.
Yes! Yes!
Where's my document?
Gavin,
Wait, what was he?
You were 2 off. Betty was 1 off. So you guys did very well
See,
there.
6 years. Yeah,
Yeah,
there
he's
we go.
6. Okay,
Ooh.
so there you go. So that is not
Dirty.
good for me. All right, Betty was so mad too.
Dirty.
Wait a minute. Just wait the tarnation minute
Okay.
there.
Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I picked a good one. Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, he's a great actor, and we all
good
instantly
job.
know who he is.
You know what? That is how you do this.
Fantastic, Betty Lou. I appreciate that. But how old is he? Then I start trying to think of movies and like, okay, when he was in Jurassic Park, did he look like he was in his 40s then? And that's 20 years. Like, I have no idea. I am gonna go with.
I think I got.
How old am I? 56. Okay, I got my answer. Gavin?
Oh, I'll go first. 72 is what I'm going to go with.
I went in 60 still. I went 69.
Okay. We're not too far off, though.
Okay.
Like from our guesses.
One of you is right on the money.
Okay, that's
please
so
be
good.
me. Please be me. I need
Jeff
this.
Goldblum is 72 years old.
Gavin having a good day so
Let's
far.
go.
Because we're
Well
trying
done.
to get lowest score. So far right now, if you want to write down 72 and 6 for a total of 78, keep listening because we got one more round to go. If you can add up all the ages, you can win a prize. And we'll do that in 10 here on The Wally Show. Now, in our round, it's Gavin 2, Wally 3, Betty 1. 3, 2, 1. We're all very close. This could go either direction. We're trying to get the lowest score. So now, Gavin, since it's your person you're putting up, the most points you can have is 2.
This is a good day.
So Betty can lose this right now. I actually cannot beat you. So even if I get it right on the money, I cannot beat you. So Betty, this is yours to lose.
Oh, I've got this in the bag.
Oh, I love your confidence.
Really?
Yeah. All right,
Okay.
Gavin, who you putting up?
His name is Alton Brown.
Oh, the famous chef, the celebrity
Just
chef.
quintessential Food Network face.
I love that you picked him because for years people said I looked like Alton Brown, and he
I
is
can see
not
that.
a good-looking man. Yeah, he's not. And it's like, but I see it. Like, I get it.
I must have had a different guy in my head. And then when you said that people say you
were
look
thinking
like
of Guy Fieri, I bet.
No, this was another guy. He has like a mustache.
Okay, so this is Alton Brown.
Do you want to give a guess, Wally? Just you're out, but
I'm guessing. I'm still guessing because I still could beat her. That's what I care about. Second place and stomping Betty.
Okay.
Come on. Let me get my guess down. Okay, I got mine. Betty?
63.
Oh my goodness. That was like, I don't know if you're right or not, but I said 64 and a half. So
Yes.
How old is he?
You said 64 and a half.
I said 64 and a half, and we round up if he's 65.
Can't do
This is
that.
tough.
Just put it down 64.
He was 62.
Oh, Betty Lou!
on!
Betty Lou, you're on fire. Didn't even know who he was.
That stinks.
She comes from behind and ties Gavin. That's as good as a loss for Gavin right there. Nicely done.
boo.
Oh, wow. All right, so I'm out now. So what you need to do is take that 62, and if you listen to the first segment, add it to the people that we put up, like Prince Louis and the other one. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Hopefully you were listening. And if you can add those together, you can win a prize right now. 855-33-WAY-FM. Ready Rock, your confidence was actually well placed today in yourself.
I know.
Yeah.
Tell me something I don't know.
855-33-WAY-FM. If you want to finish out the game with us right now, you can win a prize. 855-33-WAY-FM.
Why are we wasting our time with these old people anyway?
Did you just call me old?
Uplifting Way FM. This is The Wally Show. Sharon, welcome to the conclusion of Famous Ages. Now, we try to stump each other with the ages of well-known personalities and celebrities, and we guess how old they are, and then we reveal their actual age. Your job is to add all of the ages together that were revealed, and then if you can do that, you'll win a prize. So we had Prince Louis, Alton Brown, the chef, and Jeff Goldblum, the actor. So what are all their ages combined adding up to?
140.
140 is absolutely right. Nicely done. You did as well as Betty did. Betty really came back and tied Gavin for the win today, but it was Gavin's to lose, basically, and so I think Betty kind of gets the win today.
Yeah, I do.
Now, was there anybody on this list that surprised you?
No, I didn't know the last two, so.
Really? You didn't know who Alton Brown or Jeff Goldblum were?
No.
Wow. Alton Brown, I get. He's an obscure kind of Food Network chef. Jeff Goldblum surprises me. What was the last movie you went to?
Something by Angel Studios. I couldn't tell you. I don't really watch TV or movies.
Gotcha. Okay, well, there you go. That would explain it. Like, he was big in the Jurassic Park movies, and I think he might even be in one of the upcoming ones or whatever. So here's what we like to do. We like to try to guess how old you are just by our short little conversation here. And we get to ask one question. Betty Rock, do you have a question for her?
I think she said a lot with not knowing who Jeff Goldblum was.
Okay.
Who was your celebrity crush when you were growing up?
Oh, that'll give it away. Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Oh, JTT from Home Improvement.
What happened
go.
to him?
I don't think good things,
Oh.
actually. Yeah.
Oh, bless him.
That is crazy. Okay, so you used to watch TV, but now you're like Angel Studio lady, and I love that. It's a good thing.
Hey, Jonathan Taylor Thomas was probably in my day.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't
Maybe
you watch
a little
that show?
older. No, the Home Improvement. No, I
Oh,
didn't
okay,
watch
because I watched Home Improvement.
Okay.
But like
So I would think that she has to be around my age.
See, I think she's a little older than you.
Okay.
Because if I watched it, but I wasn't but she was a kid. Yeah, she might be around your age. I'm going to say that, Sharon, you are clocking in at a wonderfully low 43 years of age.
I'm going to go a little bit older. I say 46.
42.
42! All right. That was close that time. Finally, I got an answer in the ballpark on this game. Well, you know what, Sharon? We appreciate you listening to the show and being on with us, and you got your answer right, which means you are a winner today.
Woohoo!
I wish it was a signed autographed picture of Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Boy, that'd be great if we had that.
I do have one of those.
Do you really?
Oh, my
That's
word.
fantastic. It's priceless, too, I bet.
And now for some good news.
Uplifting Way FM. This here is the Wally Show. A little bit of good news. Giddy up. The regular news can be a bit sordid or cantankerous, and so we like to do good news, giddy up. Some of those good stories that make you feel good today. So let's start off with Gavin. Good news, giddy up. Go.
So there were two lifeguards. They saved a deer.
At the beach?
At the beach. It's
That's
not
weird.
their normal life-saving storyline, but they sprinted into the water, loaded
Slow motion like Baywatch?
Yes.
Nice.
Loaded the deer onto the rescue board, saved its life, all while dealing apparently with 2 sharks that
Whoa.
were circling. I mean, at that point, let nature be nature.
No.
But that's what they said.
Yeah.
And they ran in, saved it, brought it out, released it into the wild after it regained its energy.
Such a weird story of a deer being stuck in the ocean.
Yeah.
You don't think of that. And then the sharks are probably like, what do we do with this? Are we,
Yeah.
are we supposed to eat it? I don't even know.
Never seen this.
Yeah, it's odd. Betty Rock, good news, giddy up, go.
Well, I know what I'm going to be doing now to help myself relax, and that's where I will be going to a website called Purrli.com. Purrli.com. All it is a website where you can listen to cats purr like this. Isn't that calming, soothing?
No, it's triggering because I just had to bury my cat. Thanks.
Stop
Betty.
it.
Thank you, Betty.
Why did you
Stop
do that?
Talk about insensitive. Like, that hurts my soul right
No,
now.
You know what it is? Maybe you
What?
can listen to that and you can
Yeah.
be reminded of Sasha
Yeah,
Bear and
yeah.
that you can, and that it'll bring you some peace.
No, it's not. It's just making it worse.
Anyways, you can hear cats purring for as long as you like, and you can change the settings on it so you can make it where the cat sounds happier, sounds more relaxed, more overjoyed, more steady,
More breathing.
This is good. And
I know.
emphasize good.
I know.
News Giddy.
I thought you would take into account your friend that's suffering
You're
and hurting
making it
right now.
negative. You're making it negative.
Well, there you go. That's going to do it for our good news giddy up. I need a minute is what I need right now. Thanks, Rock.
Well, that's the end, but it doesn't have to be. Check out our Aftercast. It's new stuff you didn't hear in the podcast. Be sure to rate us on iTunes as well as connect with us on social media. Just search Wally Show. And if you'd like to join our Facebook group made exclusively for you potties, the link is in the description of this podcast. Thanks to Colorado Christian University Online for supporting what we do.